Move past racial tensions as a species and stop judging people based on their skin color or their race or their ethnicity or anything as inconsequential as that, then ultimately we will progress astronomically farther as a species than we would otherwise. And when white create further distinctions between members of their same species, it brings us farther and farther into a state of being warmongering, violent assholes.
Their culture doesn't want them to integrate. Their culture or their religion doesn't support this, so they're gonna make their own. They're gonna separate further because they know that they want, and they're not gonna let go of their own culture. So you can say as much as you want as how you want us all to integrate. But the fact is that the actual parameters of these cultures doesn't even allow for this.
About a melting pot. Well, that's a pretty broad question, don't you think? I mean, I assume that you're asking me what's so good about a melting pot as opposed to a world in which groups of people are forcibly segregated based upon their race or their culture.
Okay, well, you already admitted that some cultures are actually farther back in terms of the capacity of the human race. But I don't know if you understand that mixing them would just deteriorate the actual superior, if you want to call them, cultures that really respect people in terms of how they have a society. I mean, if we had Somalian culture everywhere, I think that would really hurt people, and I think that would even include racism in some cultures. So, yeah, I'm not really into your idea of supporting all these cultures everywhere. I don't really think it's going to work, and I don't really think it's going to happen either. I mean, Japan is not going to be culturally Marxist. They have a strong culture, and they're probably willing to die for it if they had to. So I don't think that you're going to win in terms of this multicultural melting pot. I think that it's just a dream, nothing more, and I think that really, if it were to happen, people wouldn't accept each other because some people are just not advanced enough, and we need to respect that and try to help them, but we can't really mix and expect them to respect us and respect everyone else. You know, I think that you want to have everyone just be a little happy place for you, and I don't know if that can essentially happen with every culture and every race like you want to do. I mean, I just don't really think the parameters of the concept can really help people, you know, help people in any way. I mean, cultural Marxism has greatly impacted America negatively, if you want to say. We aren't as unified. We don't even talk to our neighbors, some of us, you know. We're so separated in our daily lives, and if you want that, then I continue to push for your multi-pot.
That question to me makes it sound like you already believe that black people, or really anyone of black skin color, are inferior to those of white skin color. Because why do you only consider situations in which an individual reproduces with another individual who's African or just of darker skin color? What if race mixing took place that involved, say, Caucasians and Asians? Obviously, in that situation, the offspring isn't going to be becoming progressively blacker and blacker, so does that mean that it's more pure to you or something?
If you want to look at it that way, I'm not racist against blacks. Some of their culture annoys me. I really like jazz, and that's African American. It comes from African Americans. I don't like hip hop. I think it has a pretty ragged and violent message. Same with pop. And I think Asians and whites, well, mixing can produce almost the same melanin concentration, since many Orientals in South Korea and Japan have almost as white skin as full Europeans, so that doesn't mean you're pure or anything. I mean, I don't really look at it that way. But in Japan, they do make anime characters with white skin because they think it's pure and they think it's beautiful. That's their culture. It's not my thing. I respect what you said towards Japan. Change shouldn't happen so quickly, you know. I don't know if you really understand what it would do to the nation of Japan, though. And I do agree that nationalism and certain forms of this could be perceived as hostility towards race, race or ethnicity, and shouldn't be tolerated. That doesn't mean that I think that nationalism hurts people. I don't think that. I think that there's some people who take it to the next level without fully understanding what it is. So, yeah.
And I haven't made an account yet, but hell, I will, for you. And if I find anything interesting there, then I'll be sure to talk about it.